Hello and welcome to this presentation, which will last around 6.5 minutes. It will tell you something about myself and my research interests, and this slide gives you some key information about me. I joined Liverpool John Moores University in 1994. Since I was a young boy, I was always interested and fascinated by Captain Scott and his Antarctic expeditions. I've read many books and watched films and documentaries about his scientific expeditions and his heroic trips through blizzards. Of course, the Norwegian Roald Amundsen made it to the South Pole before Scott, but there were differences in the objectives of the expedition. Scott chose man-hauling over ponies versus dogs, and hit unusually bad weather. Sometimes by design, sometimes by chance, my research at John Moores has taken me to these places around the world, what I like to call my quest for world domination. I'm next going to say more about expeditions, which are the green dots on this map. My first expedition to Iceland was as a school geography teacher when I took 10 boys from my school on a trip to Iceland and the Faroe Isles. The students completed projects for their A-levels, and I enjoyed writing up the reports and capturing the expedition with photographs and video. I began to realise how expeditions could not only serve as vehicles for me and my students to get into the environments I wished to research, in my case next to glaciers, but expeditions changed me, and I could see how they changed the young people who came with me on them, as well as doing the research. I began to publish research from our expeditions, here from the Arctic in Svalbard and also from northeast Greenland. But on the right was the first publication, which was actually looking at the effects the expedition had on the young people who participated. For 3 years between 2003 and 2005, I led expeditions to the southern French Alps, accompanied by an ex-PhD student, Dr. Nick Mount, and students around between 5 and 10 undergraduates per year. Our research focused on the suspended sediment dynamics from the glaciers Noir and Blanc, and around 22 students conducted their dissertations on these field trips. This slide shows some of our findings of the diurnal fluctuations in discharge and suspended sediments, and the effect of the extremely hot 2003 summer. This led to publications in the Journal of Hydrology, as well as 3 research monographs which published students' dissertations. I then became interested in sharing our experiences via the web with students and other academics who had not been to these fieldwork expeditions. So Virtual Alps was developed with my colleague in the School of Natural Science and Psychology, Dr. Anne-Marie Nuttall, and we followed this with Virtual Alps 2 with the help of the Ensemble project, which was in the faculty at the time. In 2008, I forged a collaborative partnership with the University of Northern British Columbia, and Dr. Phil Owens hosted a visit with 4 of us, staff and students, in July 2008 and 2011 to the Castle Creek Glacier in British Columbia. This is a rapid retreating glacier which has retreated around 1.2 kilometers in 50 years, and in 2011 we managed to develop the sediment budget for the Glacier 4 field, as you can see here. This man, Kurt Hahn, has inspired a generation of outdoor enthusiasts and young people. He is famous for being the founder of Outward Bound. He came to the UK from Germany in the early 1900s with these ideas that physical fitness, an expedition, a project and a service would develop young people. And this got me interested in the idea of learning through expeditions. With my colleague Dr. Pete Allison at the University of Edinburgh. Over the past 6 years we've started to research and evaluate the evidence, and with an organisation called British Exploring Society. As you can see here, we have this model which shows Claxton's virtues on the left, the skills which expeditions can develop on the right, and the processes on the expedition within the green box in the centre. So we conducted a literature review with the help of research assistants Johannes Felter, and found about personal development that takes place on expeditions through finding 31 publications which have reported on the benefits of expeditions, and this publication came out last month in November 2013 in Leisure Studies, which summarises our findings, and using Roger Greenaway's 4 arrows model, we have shown personal growth emerged as outcomes from expeditions inwards, outwards, downwards and upwards, as illustrated in this slide. So I think that's about the end of our time. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions or comments, I'd be most delighted to hear them. And here are some of the books that I've been involved in publishing as well. But look forward to hearing from you, and here's my email address. Thank you very much.